Good morning, everyone. Well, good morning probably is not right because we are all at different places in the world. For me, it's 11 a.m. Excited to have all of you joining. I want to give it a couple of more minutes so more people are able to join our session. Sorry for my rough voice today. I don't know what is going on. Meanwhile, as you probably all can see, we have a chat function, and I see some of you already said hi, hello. Maybe we share with everyone where we are currently located, just so before we start actually, and I walk you through next week's event and what happens after. So I can start. I'm currently, that's why I picked my blue background, in Toronto. It's very cold. We got snow. I'm not the biggest fan of snow. So where are you? Wow, Brazil, 1 p.m. That's okay. Tokyo. What time is in Tokyo right now? Nigeria. Nice. What time do we have over there? Colombia, Uruguay, 7 p.m. Madagascar. Wow. Bangladesh. Gabriela from Brazil as well. Philippines. It's midnight, right? It's 12 hours or something compared to me. 1 a.m. Oh my gosh, and you are joining our session. Wow, thank you. That is big commitment. I appreciate it. Yeah, Nigeria is 5 p.m., 9:30 in India. Kenya, 7 p.m. I find it's always super interesting. I have a good idea about time zones, of course, based on what we are doing, right? But it's always nice to see it again where everyone is. And Bangladesh, 10 p.m. Ooh, nice. Nairobi. We have, let's see, let me check who is in here. Let me give it one more minute. I know you're all committed, and as I see, it's really late for some of you, so I don't want to take too much of your time, to be honest. I want to have it very condensed so you have all the information you need. Also, afterwards, you can type all the questions you might have for next week. I would just recommend maybe asking questions after I share some information, because maybe some question might be answered. Hopefully. I hope so. Oh, Qatar, wow. Let's just start, I think. I think everyone who joins a little bit later, the session will be recorded as well, is actually able to circle back and then see the beginning. First of all, again, thank you everyone for joining. My name is Steph, just so you know who I am. I'm with events for a couple of years at VanHack now. As mentioned, I'm currently in Toronto, originally from Germany. And saw a lot of wonderful candidates relocating through the world, I would say. So yeah, our next week event is a 2 days event. You all are invited for a specific session, and the session is based on your skill. So we have Java's always kicking off with JavaScript. Then we have Java, Python, and a mobile session. The reason is we want to make sure and be that the time you invest is on your end invested wisely in the way of you meet those companies who are looking for the specific skill, vice versa. That's a reason actually we separate by skills. So if someone doesn't know which session they should attend, just shoot us an email and we have a look. But yeah, so also, just speaking about now logistics, you all should have received a Hopin. Hopin, it's a different platform than this one. A Hopin link is also an event platform for virtual events, and you please need to sign up to attend the session next week. Very simple, very straightforward. you just need to log in at the time. Then companies will pitch their company, so you have an idea what it's important for them, who they are. And then afterwards, we are all moving in a speed networking session. Speed networking is an automation tool, and you will automatically connect it with companies one after other for 5 minutes with each company. In this 5 minutes, what is expected? I would highly recommend on your end to quickly introduce yourself. And if I say quickly, I speak about 30 seconds, 40 seconds max, where you summarize on the professional side who you are, what are your skills, what you're looking for. Then the company will follow up on your introduction. And of course, very, very important, use this time also if you have questions to ask questions towards the company, right? Those conversations go always both ways. Important, please don't ask for salary in the first conversation. This will come after. Then, very important, during the session, you will see like a like or like a thumb up button in the actual networking session. And if you click this button, we understand that you enjoyed the conversation with the employer. And this helps us afterwards on the back end to see who connected with whom and who enjoyed the conversation. So if you enjoy the conversation with the employer A in front of you, just click the button. It needs to be clicked while you are still in the conversation. So make sure not to forget it. Don't worry if you forget. I understand we are all nervous during those conversations. Don't worry. We will figure out after. Just that makes it a little bit easier on our end. So this is the actual event. Very straightforward, very important for all of you. What I like to say, I know we are all a little bit nervous. Have fun. It's a conversation. Don't come in with the mindset it's a heavy interview. It's a conversation. You get to know someone, they get to know you. And again, it always needs to be mutually. You're both, right? It's not just one side or the other. Who can be on the other end on the company? Can be someone from HR, but can be also someone from engineering. Why I'm saying this? So HR will probably ask more product question. Engineering, depending on the type of engineer, it can already go a little bit into technical questions. So don't be surprised or off guard if you receive a technical question, okay? But again, it's just 5 minutes, so it will be more high level. Let's say you connected with company A, you enjoyed the conversation, they enjoyed the conversation with you. What happens after them? After that, you will move into their regular interview process. So we on our side, on VanHack side, will share actually all of your profiles afterwards with all attending companies. And then we support the companies during the interview process. And also we will communicate with you, of course. I don't know if you saw my message in the channel the other day when I said we just had an offer accepted. Was it yesterday, 2 days ago, from our October event last year? Why I'm saying is because it can really take time. We support the employers. We try to move their process fast. However, we cannot push them. We need to acknowledge their process. And sometimes in certain companies it's faster, and in other companies it's slower. Okay, so this is actually what to expect after. That means you can receive an interview request almost the same day of the event, or you receive an interview request a month later, 6 weeks later. Of course, also can be anything in between. You all should have seen the company guidebook that was shared already. We will update. Usually based on our experience, companies sign up a lot the day before. But don't worry, I know you all would like to look into the companies, prepare yourself. We tell the companies they cannot expect for all of you to know in detail every single information about a company, specifically when they decide to join on Monday or even Tuesday. So please don't stress about it if you see a name last minute and you had no time to prepare. Therefore, we ask them to conduct a 1-minute pitch, so we have a high-level overview, and the rest will come. But again, on our end, we tell companies, hey, you cannot expect that. That's not possible. You all are working, you all are busy, so we do what we can do best. Exactly. Another thing is, if you connect with a company through LinkedIn or something, and you feel like you had a good conversation and just want to kindly say thank you, that's okay. But do us a favor and don't push companies, please, and send several messages. Usually this is not so well or so much appreciated. What else? Based on the list I shared, we do have companies for now joining from Canada and from Germany. So you will meet, depending which session you are attending, location-wise, German or Canadian companies. All of them hired with us before, and they offer great opportunities. I want to pause here for 1 second because I feel like I add a lot of information and share a lot of information. I want to give all of you a moment if you want to type, if you have questions so far. You can just use the chat. We don't need to use the Q&A function. Just want to pause here so I make sure that is clear and I explained it well.
Is it possible to send a push notification, just like generic one, just like test notification? Is that possible? Or
no questions?
Like a message, like a communication thing?
The list of company is shared in the Slack group. Are you in the Slack group, Isabella? Then there you will find the list. I'm pretty sure I pinned it. I'm just moving into, did I pin it? Here is the list. I'm just gonna, and I'm gonna pin it to the Slack group. So if you scroll a little bit back, or let me just, sorry, I don't see the question for 1 second because I'm just here, company guidebook, again, company guidebook. Okay, I just reshared. Coming back now. The event starts depending, Vaneva, what session you're attending, because you just attend the session based on your skill. So that's hard for me to answer. Maybe you can share with me what skill you're attending, or let me go to the itinerary in a second for everyone, just to make it clear. Is there a language requirement to attend the interview? You mean technical language, I assume? Yes. Okay, let me go to the itinerary first, and then I will go to the other questions, okay? I'm just opening my calendar, so for next week. So the event kicks off March 7. March 7 in my time zone, okay? I'm very aware. This can March 7 EST time zone. I'm just referring to EST. 11 a.m. EST, we're gonna kick off with the JavaScript session. So for this session, just of course, if you have experience of JavaScript, front-end, React, Vue.js, etc., you get where I'm coming from, right? JavaScript frameworks. Then the next session is Java, and this one starts at 1 p.m. EST on the 7th. So if you're a Java developer, please join this session. This is for March 7 in EST time zone. Now I'm going to March 8, again in my time zone. So we have the mobile session. Mobile, we focused on Android and iOS. And this session starts at 11 a.m. EST, 11 to 12:30 EST. And then afterwards, we are kicking off at 12:30 EST with Python. So again, depending what is your technical language, that is the session you attend. And let me just go to our events page. I'm going to share the link here. So, and this will be shown actually in your time zone. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to opening it here. Sorry, we have some construction. I hope that is not too bothering in our name. So if you click here, and then you will see actually the sessions based on your time zone. Okay. I have a question during the event. Do we get to choose which companies? No, it's automatically. So you have a candidate ticket, companies have a company ticket, and then you will automatically connect with the companies that are also in the session. Because let's pick the example of Java session, right? If you are a Java developer, just companies who are hiring for Java will be in the session. And everyone who is hiring for Java in the session, you can connect with. Yes, I mean the Slack channel. Exactly. Yes, you can join 5 minutes before it opens up. And we have also, right now, if you log in into Hopin, it's not interactive because the event hasn't started. But shortly before you can log in, and there is a test session, okay, where you can quickly check your mic and your so your audio and your video. Usually is when you are able to use Google Chrome, right? Google Meets and Google Meets, you are able to use Hopin, the event platform. Just so you know, if you have some certain requirements, firewalls, etc., it might can block Hopin. So rule of thumb is usually if Google Meet works, Hopin will work. Also, just let me, before I answer the next question, so as I mentioned, right, the companies, they will start with quick pitch intro into their companies. So you will see everything on the left side in this platform, and it says session, and it will be red, so you know this is going on right now. And then after the networking, it actually calls people tab now, but we will advise you at the event, will also blink red. So it's easy to navigate through the platform. So you start in a session and then you go into the networking. For me, mobile session is marked February 8th. Yeah, that's right, it should be. After the session, will you know if you have a match or not? So the matches we are using to reach out to the companies and say, hey, company ABC, you connected with wonderful, let's move into the next step. In the moment the companies reach out to us and kick off the process, somehow we will inform you. But we will not share all the matches because we need to wait until the companies are moving. And then we also will reach out to you. So as I said, that's why it's very important. Some companies are very quick, other companies are slower, and we need to acknowledge that and cannot push them too much. We can nag a little bit, but we cannot push too much. So it's, for some company it can take months. And specifically right now, like everyone knows, right, decisions sometimes take a little bit longer. So we will reach out to you as well in the moment we have information of the company. If a company tells you, hey, in the actual networking session, going to reach out to you, and then they send you an email. Just be kind and let us know. Company ABC reached out to you, so we don't bug them. We tell them usually to share with us, but sometimes they want to be quick, right? Because they know the market is competitive. So just shoot us a quick message. Yeah, exactly. Again, the event is a great opportunity to really also work on your elevator pitch, how you present yourself, be clear what are your skills, but also what you are looking for, right? It's very, very important. We all have our preferences, what kind of environment we want to work at, where we want to work at, how we want to work at, right? So be clear about this. Not every employer will be most likely aligned with what you're looking for, and that's totally fine, right? Vice versa. Just use the event to really identify yourself. Okay, that's me. That's what I can do. That's what I'm looking for. The only thing I always like to say is try to be open-minded and not put too many restrictions before you actually meet a company. Why I'm saying is, I know we are humans. We all, first impression, we see something I don't like so much for whatever reason. And then sometimes, I probably think that happened to all of us, we connect with a person or we connect with a service. I was 100% clear that would be not for me. We're like, oh, that's actually interesting. I didn't expect that. We're just humans, right? Unconscious bias. It's totally normal. I just like to highlight, go in with an open mindset. Just listen. Come in with a very curious mindset. Get information, and then you make your decision. I know, Isabella, some of them are not fully defined because they didn't give us the information or they're agnostic. That is why. The question was, there are some companies that are not fully defined which technologies they will be hiring. Some of them are agnostic, so they don't mind. Others haven't shared all the information, and you will sometimes see some skills. I know I got a question from one of you about a company say, oh, I don't see the job description in this technical language on their website. The website or the job descriptions are not necessarily updated at all companies. They are not on their website. So yes, this can happen. For the elevator pitch, will the employers call out their names? How can I know my turn? You don't pitch, Tamina. Pitching is just for the companies. You introduce yourself in the specific networking session, and then you connect with a person one-on-one. So very important. The pitch session is just for the employers where they introduce themselves, and then you move into the networking, and then you introduce yourself to every employer you meet. So I'm Stephanie. I have 10 years of experience working in sales. So in the moment, it's very clear you connect with someone, another person. You obviously don't jump into your elevator pitch. First, take time, say hi. I'm Tamina. How are you? Quick hi, and then say, hey, let me quickly introduce myself. So this is my background. Exactly. Steph, could you kindly share with us what's the hiring after one gets selected? Again, the hiring process, exactly, you answered the question by yourself. So the hiring process really depends on every company. I know there are companies, they probably reach out at the same day or the next day, and you might have interviews in the same week or the week after. There are other companies who will take their sweet time, or there maybe other important things they work in the company as well, and they reach out in a month from now. It really depends on the company. As much as we would wish to have one process, we don't. We really need to adjust our process to the company process, right? And be patient sometimes. Just checking if we have any other questions here. Yeah, going back to the event again. See it as a great opportunity to connect with companies. See it as a great opportunity also to practice. Even sometimes if it doesn't work out today, we have quite some candidates who attended more than one event and then they got hired in the second or third, but it's a great practice, a great opportunity. A great experience. One thing I want to share also, be aware, we have in the other platform a chat like we have here. The chat is publicly visible for everyone, also for the employers. So be aware what you say, how you say things, and if you have very specific question, we as VanHack, we have an employer booth at the day, so you can just pop in and ask the question. Sometimes, doing when you meet, so you will not have the cameras on when the companies pitch, they will just have the camera on. But in the speed networking, it's better to have the camera on, yes. I would highly recommend. Employers would like to see you, right? One thing I want to say is sometimes it can take some time to connect with someone. I know we all would love the system to move fast. Just sometimes we need to be a little bit patient. That's nothing we can speed up on our end. We cannot influence the platform in that way. What else? Let me think. So many events. But I think most important, really, have a good time. See it as an opportunity to learn, to meet people. It's always wonderful to meet people. Great opportunities. And hopefully have a job afterwards in a different country. I mean, I hope that's right. That's a journey. Trust me, Canada is cold in winter, but it's beautiful. Same, Germany is a little bit warmer. I prefer, as you can hear, the warmth a little bit more. But I don't know if you have any questions specifically to countries. I'm happy, and I'm happy to continue answering questions. How many companies will be in the event? I cannot answer that question right now because they usually sign up until Monday, Tuesday. Hopefully, I'm looking for 20, to be honest, because as we all know, the time right now is a little bit different. So that's what we are aiming for. I think we have 15 or something so far signed up. I haven't checked in the morning because we have a whole sales team working on it. But based on experience, usually a lot of last-minute signups, and I know a lot of meetings are still booked. How often is the event happening? Usually we run it twice a year. So we are aiming for another one in autumn. We don't have the dates defined yet. So we will look into that at a little bit later stage. No questions. I cannot believe that. I'm sure you have tons of questions. Don't be shy. So if you modify, I'm just reading it out loud. If I modify my resume, will be the company able to see my latest resume? If you update it and upload it to VanHack, then yes. We don't share external resumes with the company. We are using our VanHack platform, and they log in there, and so they see your profile there. So everything what is on your profile, they will be able to see. Yes, the meeting is recorded and it will be shared afterwards. Not a problem at all. So very important, the company sees everything what is on your profile at VanHack. And then obviously if they speak to you or want to see other additional things, then for sure. But most important is what you have updated there. But usually when they start talking to you, right, in the 5 minutes, they have already a little bit an idea, and then also they will let you know what are the next steps. Some companies might follow up with a technical. Others have a technical interview. Others will follow up with another conversation with HR. It also depends on the company what their process is. And how is the previous event? Is it possible to have access? Oh, I don't understand the question. Sorry. Can you maybe clarify, Vaneva, a little bit? Code challenges are not as essential. It depends on the company and their process. For some company, it is. Or are you referring to the code challenges on our VanHack platform? On our VanHack platform, I just divide. On our VanHack platform, it's always a nice to have, and some employers like to see it. Is it essential? No. A lot of employers will do their own testing, but it's recommended. It's highly recommended. But I also know right now it will be probably, until it will be processed, it will be not show up by next week. The event session last week, the recordings, I think you're referring to. Yeah, the recordings. There will be an email going out where the recordings from last week will be shared. Next round of hiring process would be by the same day. No, not by the same day. So let's say you attend the JavaScript session on Tuesday. Don't expect an interview by the same day, right? And they are also where you are located in different time zones. But it can be that it's the same week, or it can, let's say you're attending Tuesday, that they asked you for Wednesday for an interview, but there will be other companies, they will interview in 6 weeks. It really depends on the company, and unfortunately, there is not a lot of influence we have on this. But don't expect an interview the same day. Look, for some of you, it's really late, right? They will not expect you to have an interview then at the same day at 3 a.m. at night. Don't worry. And obviously, this needs to be confirmed by you as well, because you work, you have meetings, right? So what is the average time that hiring? It also, Natalia, that depends on the company. Some companies kick off the process for relocation immediately. Usually in Germany, they kick it off immediately. And then in Canada, sometimes it also depends on the company. Some companies like to start working remotely for maybe a little bit and then kick off the relocation. Other kick off the relocation immediately and you start working remotely. So it really depends on the company. If a company is looking for relocation, they will discuss it with you. And what can you expect? Can be anything from kicking off the process, maybe 3 to 4 months. Can sometimes up to 6, but it's more rare. But this will be well communicated during the process. In Canada, you work with our internal team for the immigration. In Germany, you work with an external immigration partner we have. They communicate very well with you, so you will exactly know. How many people were hired successfully in the last event? In the last event, oh, that's a good question. I think we had 6 to 8 hires. 6 hires? Yeah. What is a coding challenge test result? Is below or average? If you have no test, there is no test, right? Nothing they see, and usually we don't show below or average. Again, don't worry so much about the test. In general, a good rule of thumb is to tests are recommended. I know we don't have tests in every language, right? But if there's a language that applies to you, it's usually recommended. However, you have also all the other information on your profile. So for next week, again, even if you conduct a test today, it will be not online by next week, most likely. Don't worry. Just make sure your profile is brushed up. Oh yeah, there is one more thing I want to say. I know sometimes we like to tend to say we are skilled in 10 different languages. Are you really? Usually we have very strong ones and maybe we touched others. Why I'm saying is that sometimes when we're nervous, we just say, oh, I've done what happens? The employer asks, oh, tell me more about this. And maybe you just started for a month, 2 months, 5 months. Don't say you're skilled in it. Be very clear on where you're really skilled, and then you can say, and I'm learning right now. That shows what is great, right? Employers like the initiative. It's always about learning. We all know in this industry is always constant learning, right? We never stop. Why I'm saying it, because sometimes that happened. It's all experience from previous events. When we're nervous, or let's say I'm in sales, and if I would sell myself, oh, I know all of those industries, and then someone asked, oh, medical devices, so tell me a little bit more, and I would be like, oh, and that looks bad then on you. But what look better and say, hey, I have a lot of experience in sales, B2B, blah, blah, blah. And I just started learning a little bit about this. And they know, okay, she doesn't know, but she's interested, right? So that is something what sometimes happens. That's why I wanna share it. Not to make the mistake. Or make sure how you say it. Yeah, exactly. So you just started with React, right? For 4 or 5 months. Would you really say you're highly skilled in it at this point? So just be sure. And I don't know. I don't have the answer. Maybe you are, and you're just like, whoa. I'm just saying. Usually it takes some time, right? So we can say, hey, I'm strong Java backend, and I started 4 months ago. You know, if you give context, that's totally fine. Everyone will say, yeah, amazing, nice, you're learning. But if you say I'm very good at it, then follow-up questions. So tell me more, and then they ask technical questions, because that happened in the past. And then an employer comes to me, they don't know that, you know, because you're not able to answer. So just make sure how you frame it. Cool. You're welcome. What else? Let me think about. Try to smile, because it relaxes you and you feel more calm inwards as well. Couple of deep breathings before the event. That helps me always, just to calm myself. You're all wonderful. You're all great. Yeah, I think that's pretty much on my end. I don't know if you, again, I know it's late on other, for a couple of you, very late. Others I know need to continue work, and you took the time, so I really appreciate it. So I think I don't want to hold you any longer unless you have questions. Thank you all. Really appreciate it, all of you joining today. Again, I know it's quite a time commitment, so thank you. Well, then let's finish here. Have a good night. Have a good day. And really thank you for joining. And I'm gonna share the recording afterwards. Bye.